Your reaction in the first instance to President Biden endorsing Kamala Harris as nominee?
Well, first, you've got to give Joe Biden credit. It's an extraordinary act of selflessness for him to step down, having won the nomination, and to do what he thinks is right for the country, to basically say, I'm going to step down. It's time to bring in a new generation and to throw things open. Now, he's endorsed Kamala Harris, but there's still going to be a process. And what we've seen now, I think, is quite exciting. Everybody in the world is watching what's going to happen next. There's going to be some new blood in the Democratic Party. Is it going to be Kamala Harris, who's terrific, or is it going to be someone else? And I think there's going to be at least one, maybe two other people that come into the race. I think it's going to add a lot of excitement to the race. I think it's going to mobilize Democratic voters. Everybody's going to be tuning into the convention. It's just what you want if you're a partner.
Steve, you are in a large group of Silicon Valley or technologist Dem donors and backers who are doing the math, and you're trying to calculate who can win against Trump-Vance. Do you think that Kamala Harris can win?
Absolutely. She's a known entity. She's got high voter ID. She's an articulate presenter, a former prosecutor. She will do very well in the debate, and she's vibrant. She's all over, high energy. But there are other candidates like that, too. I think the one who is most mentioned is Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan. We'll see. I'm guessing, who knows, but I'm guessing there'll be at least one other candidate in the race. And I think it's just what the Democratic Party needs, is to inject some new blood to run against a 78-year-old candidate who seems to be fuzzy on a lot of the issues. I think it's a big opportunity for the Democrats, a lot of energy. Everybody's going to be watching.
Steve, what about the opportunity to finance the Democrats right now? How much do you think this is going to inspire, well, more of Silicon Valley to start speaking out about who they endorse and with their money?
Well, look, first, there's going to be enormous amounts of money that come in on both sides. In terms of Silicon Valley, I can just tell you right now, Silicon Valley has gone roughly 80-20 for Democrats over the past 2 or 3 or 4 elections. I think it's going to be the same this time. If you look at the current administration's support of the CHIPS Act, the infrastructure bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, the largest green energy stimulus in the history of the planet, nobody other than Biden could have gotten this done. Stock market, historic highs, unemployment, historic lows. And if there's one thing that Silicon Valley, and I think business in general, really looks for, it's stability. I think the Democrats have provided that. I don't think anybody could say that that is Mr. Trump's strength. So we'll see how that unfolds. But I expect Silicon Valley to go strongly for the Democrat, whoever it is.
But Steve, thus far, a man you know well, having been on the board of Tesla, having supported Elon Musk companies in the past, he's giving $45 million a month, we understand, to a PAC that supports Trump. Whereas we looked at the previous full screen and Reid Hoffman was the biggest donor previously with a $25 million check. How do you see those sorts of numbers adding up? Will there be someone who can match that sort of huge gift that we see coming from the world's wealthiest man?
Absolutely. Look, there's going to be huge amounts of money that come in on both sides, but there are a lot of people, Ms. Gates, Ms. Bezos, many of the wealthiest people in the world are strong Democrats, and I think you're going to see equal money matched, if not more, coming in on the Democratic side. And again, what the Democrats have provided over the last 4 years, historically high stock market rates, historically low unemployment. I mean, this is a good story to campaign on. And if you can wrap all that together with a strong new candidate, whether it's Kamala Harris or someone else, I think that's a winning package for the Democratic Party.
Steve, a criticism of President Biden's term in office has been his attitude toward and lack of engagement with Elon Musk in the context of electric vehicles and space as well. Do you expect Kamala Harris or whoever the Democratic nominee ends up being to change policy there?
Not for a moment. I think the Biden administration has been a champion not only for green energy, but to stimulate this boom in electric vehicles. And the great news is not only are electric vehicles becoming cheaper every year, they're creating huge jobs, battery plants, EV plants being built around the country in blue and red states. But for the first time this year, you're going to see EVs at parity for internal combustion engine vehicles. This is something that's wildly popular, especially for young people. Biden administration, and I think any of the Democratic nominees, are going to be strongly in favor of the new green economy and the 15 million jobs that the administration has created over the last 4 years. I think Trump may be the odd guy out to be holding on, embracing internal combustion engine vehicles at a time when they're less popular than they have been in the past.